What's up YouTube, Sea Lord here, bringing you a segment that I like to call Sea Lord's Unappreciated / Unknown Card of the Month. We're going to look at a card that you probably either haven't heard of, probably didn't know of, or is a card that is pretty decent when you look at it as a whole, but not necessarily meta-defining kind of thing. So for this month, we're going to look at the card Retort. Now this card came out in Abyss Rising. It is a secret rare. It only goes for about $2 right now. And the effect of the card is... Alright, Retort. Counter trap card. When your opponent activates a spell or trap card with the same name as one in your graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Then you can add one card with that name from your graveyard to your hand. So, this is actually kind of a cool card in my opinion. Is it meta defining? No. Is it meta breaking? No. However, this is kind of one of those ones that is actually really good in mirror matches if you look at it on the whole. Now, I'm not telling you go buy this card, go use this card. No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is that this card actually has some application. I don't think it should have been a secret rare, but it's a cheap one at least, and it has some practicality. Like, for example, ABC versus ABC, which is very big this format. You can see players playing the Union Hanger, right? And let's say you have a Union Hanger engraved, and you activate this. Now you negate, destroy the Union Hanger, and you get your Union Hanger back. Or even something as simple as against a terraforming, which that's actually pretty good. Getting it against a terraforming, I think it's pretty good, because I mean, that's a search card that lets you thin the deck. Heck, against desires, that'd be funny. If I were to use it against the desires, I probably wouldn't activate the desires I added at that point. I probably would have just done it so that my opponent didn't get the advantage off of the desires. Because, you know, we're at a point in the game where the more you plus, the better. Again, this card's very simple. I think there's no heavy cost to it. The only thing it requires is that your graveyard is set up for it, which can be tricky, but at the same time can't be can be easily done. It's not necessarily the hardest thing one can do, but it's understandable why this card's not more expensive or hasn't seen a lot of play. But I think it's one of those sleeper cards that if used properly will get a lot of attention. Yeah, I would say probably get a lot of attention if used properly. What I like about this card is just that it is a mirror match destroyer. It just wrecks a mirror match. But then, aside from the mirror match, this card is virtually useless. I mean, if you think about it like this, in most mirror matches, there's a lot of cards that you can't use because they hurt yourself. In this case, this is one of those cards that doesn't really hurt yourself when you use it. And then one could argue that because Desires is used in almost everything now, that this card has the potential to be in live against every deck. So, that's what I think about this card, Retort. I think that it is a decent option. It's not the first option anyone should take, but it is a pretty decent option. I also think that this card's value should, not be much more than it is right now, where it's sitting at about $2 a piece. That's fair. I think so. It's a secret rare from Abyss Rising, so if it were to increase in popularity, the price tag would probably soar. But I would never see this personally. I would never see this card going over like $10 if it actually became relevant. And that's the whole point of this segment, is to look at a card that could, in a sense, become relevant in some way, shape, or form, but not necessarily relevant. That's all I really have to say about the card. So if you have any opinions on this card, comment below. Like our videos and subscribe, please. This is Sea Lord from Team Tank Skull.